So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime. And today we have Action Comics 289, published in June 1962. And it's called Superman's Super-Courtship, written by Jerry Siegel and art by Jim Mooney. And this one is, it's quite a story. Superman says, how fate works out. Every girl I've ever liked has had the initials LL, Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lori Lemers. Now I'm going to marry this superwoman whose name on her world is Luma Lanai. I'm so happy for Superman, but how strange that the woman he is finally going to wed looks exactly like I will when I grow up. Okay, so the story opens up with Supergirl's watching, well, she's Linda Lee, watching a movie, and she says, how pitiful. The bachelor in that story delayed proposing too long. His sweetheart is married, and his sweetheart has married another. Now he'll never know the true happiness. I feel so sorry for him. So she decides, she does some super feat, but who cares? She decides she wants to help Superman find a partner. The parents are very much against it, but she has a dream about Superman enjoying his life with whoever his wife is, some brunette. And she decides she's going to make it happen. So she goes to the Fortress of Solitude and leaves a note for Superman. Superman, important. Join me in ancient Troy on day indicated in time-traveling logbook. So she goes back and she thinks, Helena Troy, that would be a great match for Superman. Though Superman has failed to change history before, I'm hopeful that love will now conquer the impossible. The mightiest man and the most beautiful woman of all time would make a marvelous match. A flying maiden. So this is Rondus, who is apparently a villainous sort. Helena Troy asks who she is. Linda Lee from another land. I've journeyed here to introduce you to the world's mightiest man. He will soon arrive. And so there is Superman. And whatever that guy's name, Romulus or whatever, Rondus, sends his soldiers to attack Superman, but their weapons just break off. So then he unleashes the beasts of doom, which include a Minotaur and a unicorn, not a Pegasus. They start wrecking the place. So Supergirl says, well, Superman is busy. I don't know, he's busy, he's just getting attacked. I think he could probably spare some time. So she takes care of the Minotaur and the unicorn. And Rondus wants her to kill this guy who he's blaming on releasing the Beasts of Doom, but she won't do it. So this is funny. She allows Helena Troy to... Well, Helena Troy is going to make the decision on whether he dies or not. She's going to put her thumb down, but Supergirl blows it back up. So she ends up giving the thumbs up, and the guy is free. And Supergirl is crowned the Toast of Troy, but now Superman is kind of forgotten about. Because of this girl, everyone is ignoring me. So that's Helena Troy complaining. And it just kind of spoils everything. And so she says, the heck with it. Superman, let's go back. So that whole story arc really went nowhere. And it's kind of useless. So she has a second idea. What about Saturn girl who's grown up? She's now Saturn woman. And of course, Supergirl, being a woman of the 1960s, cleans up the Fortress of Solitude, I guess. So she suggests, someday when you're married, I'll be your wife who will do your house cleaning. Oh boy. Married, not I. My duty to protect Earth against various perils comes first. I'll never marry. Okay, so this is getting weird. She tries to hook him up with Saturn Woman. So they go to the future, and so Saturn Woman comes out. No, they take off, and they come back with anti-gravity meteor. Boy, Jerry Siegel's writing is sometimes really weird. And he breaks off pieces of it, and now they can replace their jetpacks now with these fragments. So I guess that's his Christmas present to the Legion of Superheroes. And so Saturn Woman finally comes in and says, Saturn Woman, I never dreamed you'd grow up into such a spectacular beauty. And then Supergirl uses the classic mistletoe, and he kisses her, and quite passionately. This is nice. I must kiss her again. And so he does. Wait, a second kiss under another mistletoe. Wedding bells, get ready to chime. And then Lightning Man says, Hey, what do you mean by kissing my wife twice, Superman? Don't overdo the Christmas spirit. Your wife, Lightning Man, oh, this party has been great fun, but I got to return to the past now. So he splits, and so this is where it goes off the rails. Superman, I have a confession to make. I wanted to arrange a happy marriage for you. I failed both times. If I ever did marry, it would be to someone super and lovable like you. We can't marry because we're cousins. Though cousins can marry in certain countries here on Earth, we're both from the planet Krypton, where marriage of cousins was unlawful. So she uses her computer to find a woman that looks just like her, except older. It indicates a superwoman duplicate of me exists on the planet Staryl. Okay, he really wants his cousin. So he flies out to Staryl, and he does meet this superwoman. So she also has superpowers, and she looks like a grown-up Supergirl. Come to Earth with me, Luma Lanai, which is her name. I know you'll love my world. If you're happy there, we'll wed. I want to be wherever you are, darling. So they try, but great Scott, she looks weak, agonized. I wonder why. I wonder why Superman's catching her. Well, her planet has a blue sun, and a yellow sun apparently reacts like kryptonite to her. So he says, we can't live on Earth, so why don't I stay here? No, Earth needs you. Go, forgive me or forget me. So Supergirl's all upset. It's all my fault for trying to rush you into marriage. I promise never to meddle in your romantic life again. Sob. Please don't cry. Maybe fate had a purpose in foiling your 3 attempts to get me married. So she starts to consider maybe it will be Lois Lane or Lana Lang. Have you learned your lesson, Linda? Yes. I'm through playing Cupid forever. Queen Cleopatra. Goodness, there was a woman who had everything. Beauty, magnetic charm, allure. Why didn't I think of her? Of having Superman marry her? Jeepers, maybe. Uh-oh, there I go again. Cleopatra will have to be content with Mark Antony and Julius Caesar. I promise not to interfere in Superman's love life again. I'll keep my word. That's a weird story. That is, it gets a little awkward there. But that is Superman's Super-Courtship.